Joining me now from Reston, Virginia, from the Media Research Center, Director of MRC-TV, Eric Scheiner. Eric, like any good Marxist, Bernie Sanders knows he has to control the messaging. He has to control the media. Now, he says he's got a plan to reform, but we really know you can replace the word reform with control, because that's what a Marxist socialist would do.
Yeah, Bernie wrote this article. This is for the Columbia Journalism Review. And, you know, when Bernie says he's out to have a plan to save journalism, you know, you better watch your wallets and watch your free speech. And basically his plan is to have the government get involved and help protect the workers and help work to preserve small newspapers and prevent media conglomerates. Now, look, a lot of people, we don't like the fact that there's few organizations in the media that control so much of free speech and things like that we get to cover. But what he ignores is the rise of citizen journalism, of phones, of organizations like yours, Graham, all these new organizations that have started up as a result. But no, he wants the government to get involved because he says, well, local community newspapers are folding, and that's a bad thing. He doesn't mention that they willingly sold these papers in order to get money from these corporations. So he wants more government involvement, and of course that's going to give the government more involvement in what these organizations say.
Now, his fellow Marxist, Elizabeth Warren, is out there, and she's got another plan, another Marxist socialist plan. She looks at companies like GE and Levi's and the makers of the #2 pencil, she points out. They're making these things overseas, and they're doing so because it's cheaper to do so. And so she wants to force them to manufacture here or pay some sort of big fine or a big tax. She doesn't quite understand that they're manufacturing overseas just to avoid exactly what she's trying to impose upon them.
Exactly. She calls it economic patriotism. She doesn't explain it very well in this video that she has out talking about this proposal. But you can pretty much read economic patriotism as a tax. And heck, she wants to create a new government agency to enforce her economic patriotism because she says corporations have too much say in trade negotiations and taxes. So this is her plan. I wasn't aware that there was a great cry for jobs to make #2 pencils in the United States. She believes there are, but in this video, she says something interesting that I want to point out. She does say in the video that, you know, these companies basically only have a loyalty to their shareholders, and a third of those shareholders are foreign investors. Well, what about the other 2/3? She doesn't mention those. Those could be, well, Americans?
Yes.
She
needs to read the essay called I Pencil. Just Google it one of these days. It's called I Pencil, and maybe it'll open up her Marxist socialist eyes. I won't hold my breath. Meantime, you have Joe Biden. Joe Biden out there saying that he cannot stand abuse of power. To that I say, ha, 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 ha. What exactly was he doing between 2009 and 2017? What movie was he watching?
I don't know. He didn't even know where he was last weekend when he was in New Hampshire. He couldn't remember if he was in Vermont or where he was. So who knows what he remembers during the Obama administration. Obviously, he missed the over 250 executive orders that President I have a phone and I have a pen Obama issued. But yeah, he's really upset about Trump's. He can't stand abuse of power, and he's abusing it every single day, you know, with executive orders, according to Joe Biden. Of course, a lot of those executive orders under Trump are simply undoing the executive orders that were issued under the Obama administration, which, oh, by the way, remember President Obama got sued for his executive orders regarding Obamacare by Congress. By Congress. Congress had to make a lawsuit.
And remember, he was vice president when the greatest scandal, political scandal ever perpetuated on the American people happened during the 2000 election cycle. And hopefully one of the days we'll have some answers to exactly what happened and who knew what when. Eric, thank you.